I just realized that the LEGO Brickseparator has its limits. So, I'm going to test with you 8 different Brickseparators and check if they pass 200 IQ or not. I'm also tackling the challenge of building an entire Brickseparator village, with each build specifically designed to fit the Brickseparators. And the first Brickseparator we'll be looking at are these tongs. They are like the scissors of LEGO. I mean, the normal scissors can also separate LEGO, but that would damage the bricks permanently. So Blue Bricks came up with this super nice looking tool that keeps your bricks safe. You can easily remove any pins with no issues. Just squeeze the pins out. Now, I know what you think. Brickenobi, come on, just use the normal separator. Not so fast. What about this problem? The axle on the Brickseparator immediately becomes useless, and about the edge, we don't even need to talk. So, the normal separator quickly becomes a piece of junk. But the tongs still remove the pins with practiced ease. They're also perfect as an advertisement, since the handles are literally Technic beams. In my instance, I built a small shop on a small Caribbean island that sells small Brickseparators for minifigures. And as the perfect ad, I attached the tongs to the top of the shack. Now, we simply have to hope that any sailor will pass by.
Hey, you land rat, can you give me some water?
Darn it, I believe we chose the wrong niche for an island. But nevertheless, the first house is built. However, even the tongs have pins that will be its end. The ones that are too small. So the tongs have not yet reached our desired achievement. But don't fret, I have plenty of other separators and each one is getting better and better. And the next separator we'll be inspecting is this one. Among the known things, like this lip or this axle, you get 3 completely new tools at your disposal. First, this odd top. The plastic is slightly bendable, which means you can put it over pins that have a small edge. Then squeeze the separator and pull. That easy, right? No! Once the edge is gone, it's not that easy anymore. It's actually impossible. Lucky me, I've got another ace in my pocket. That little thing here. Just put it in the hole and pull. Bang! You're done. And now to the last tool. It's this hole. Its sole purpose is to remove these pins. You're supposed to slide the hole over the head of the pin and then pull. I mean, it works just fine, but just use the tongs for this one. But the major drawback with this separator is the fact that it's unable to remove any sort of plates. Not slopes, plates. So for Technic builders, this thing is literally a 200 IQ master separator. But for anyone else, it's like only 50 IQ, since you will be separating plates for a lot of the time. But because this separator looks like a bow of a ship to me, I'm going to create a speedboat with it. It features a super powered engine and is piloted by a very experienced astronaut. It should protect our growing city from pirates.
Ring-a-ding-ding!
And because the bow is a separator, the boat can ram other objects and they are immediately separated. Definitely not OP. The next Brickseparator on our list is literally the same tool, just with even more options. The separator can now also be used as a hammer to attach plates to one another. And that is actually really helpful, because it's pretty hard to get rid of the gaps between all these plates. So, with a bit of force, you can easily snap these plates together. And by now, you probably have already realized this. The separator consists of 2 pieces, the hilt and the head. The hilt being almost identical to our previous separator, just that you now also have the option to remove smaller plates. And because this hammer has such a force, I want to use it as another defense in our village. I intend to make a catapult that can fire pieces of shrap. The build is pretty simple. I attach the hammer to these rubber bricks, and if you remove the safety pin, the hammer slams down onto this construction that will eventually fire the shrap. But because this job is so boring, the commanding officer has a crate of food next to his control panel. That way, he stays sharp when it needs him. Just like when this pirate raft approaches our shop. Oh, come on! We need to replace this officer. He's terrible at calculating how far he needs to shoot. But talking about defense, the best defense is a lightsaber. And it just so happens that this is a life-size LEGO lightsaber. It's literally filling my whole hand and is made by Damien Saber, the sponsor of today's video. Yeah, you heard right, boys and girls. Our first ever sponsorship. The saber can change to infinite colors with only one tap on your phone. And And just like the Brickseparators, you can also improve your building experience with this thing. Let's say you're playing with your favorite Jedi. She just put on her skis and is now speeding down a slope. In the process, she's executing stunning tricks with her lightsaber in her hands. Now, instead of only playing this, take the action in your own hands and go on a mountain yourself.
Guess this thing also survives water. But I think it's about time that we got back to our Brickseparators.
And we've already covered tongs, a hammer, and this 200 IQ technique separator. But all these come to a limit when separating plates. So we need a beast of a separator. Luckily, I got one from my super-sized world map. But I want to show you how fast you can actually separate with this thing. And for that, I prepared 3 identical conditions. The contestants are my hand, the original, and the oversized separators. Ready, set, go! And we have a clear winner. Now, I also prepared a second test where I need to remove tiles. And you immediately realize that the Bigfoot takes the lead again. And because of that, I decided to turn the separator into a sign of strength by creating a full-sized hero. And as a cape, as every hero should have, I'll use the Brickseparator. It looks completely cursed, but that was kinda my goal. Now, when talking about super-sized separators, we also need to check micro separators, and a few of the ones that are sold in the Tongs shop can become really useful for us as well. It's the crowbar and the Tongs. Now, I'm not talking about how to crack open a safe with it, but how to remove tiles, because on the world map it's actually impossible for every common separator to remove tiles in the middle of the ocean, but not for the crowbar. It can squeeze itself under the round tiles with no effort and remove the desired section. No need to create a gaping hole only to reach one single tile. Another problem that the normal separator faces all the time are valleys or alleys. But another company called Mega Constructs thought about this and reinvented the separator. It's probably the most unique of all the Brickseparators, because you have a 1-in-2 option. You can easily remove studs and anti-studs with one single section of the separator. The biggest advantage with that is that you now can hold the separator vertical whilst removing tiles. That means that you can reach spots where the normal separator can only dream of. You even get this bar, which in theory should allow you to remove pins. Unfortunately, it doesn't. The bar is simply not thick enough, and that's a tragedy. It would definitely be the perfect 200 IQ separator if only they changed the size of this bar. But since the separator is still very strong, I created a highly fortified prison with the separator as a symbol for strength. It features a watchtower, sturdy walls, and an impenetrable barbed wire. Only the most evil people are held in this prison. Okay, so now we've covered fake, super-sized, and micro-sized separators. So it's about time that I showed you how to create your very own separator. Now you have the perfect tool to remove pins. Another cheap but very effective way to get your pins removed is just to connect a cylinder to a stick, and you can already remove pins. And because my separator reminds me of a jackhammer, I created a small construction site with a small crane, metal beams, and 2 workers. Now, we also can't forget about the original Brickseparator. It's the backbone of all the separators, and so I'll get a bunch of those and create a small store where you can buy dry suits and other stuff. And that makes our city complete. Hope you enjoyed the first video of 2024. And definitely check out this lightsaber. First link in description. It's insane. See ya!